Tonight, it's Madden NFL Football. It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Houston Texans taking on the Chicago Bears.
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we join you from the so-called Space City, Houston, Texas. With Charles Davis as nothing on the scoreboard, 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Buying time to his left. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Shaun Alexander for the second most in a single year. And the Texans will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. Early on in the game, first quarter. Let's see how this defense does on this drive. To throw, it's Williams. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. Well, when we do games together, we don't see a ton of these, but always impressive when someone can get through that quickly, Charles, and get a hand on a field goal attempt.
And the key to success for them on that play, to get off on the snap, they timed it like they knew exactly when it was coming, and that set him up to deliver the block kick.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so back to throw here. Looking downfield for Jones. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Texans take the block field goal and convert it into 6 points. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of deep.
We are in the first quarter. We get you back to the action to see how this defense can do on this upcoming drive.
Williams now looking to throw on 1st and 10. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off.
And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Open man, right side is his running back. It's complete downfield. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Well, I think we all understand his disappointment. Didn't quite get to the end zone, and you know it's just got to be tough to see a yard line underneath you after a play like that. Still, all in all, a huge play, and now they're set up 1st and goal at the 1.
Looking to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. Touchdown, Texans.
Reggie Gilliam
From a yard out.
And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll...
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play. And his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Drew Sanders.
And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself.
The game, first quarter. Let's see how this defense does on this drive. Williams throwing after the interception. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Throwing is Williams.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted.
And the Texans are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Now a play fake here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. But let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works, sometimes they're ready for you, and that time they were on guard. Incomplete.
Looking downfield for Jones. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season.
And the Texans are able to widen their lead here in this first half. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already...
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. The partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go.
Williams loses the football, and the Texans scoop it. And he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line.
I know it's a phrase that sounds really cool, strip sack, but all we're talking about is getting to the guy, getting to the passer, making the tackle, making the play, but do a little bit extra, right? Stripping the ball out, working the arm free. That's become a big emphasis for all defenders.
Yeah, and as a defender with the emphasis, this is something that's practiced. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. On second and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon. He's going to get it again. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Joe Mixon with his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans have taken a 6-touchdown lead. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
As they take over with exactly 1 minute to go. On first down, here's Williams.
And incomplete on the deep ball. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25.
On second down, here's Williams. Complete on the quick throw to Moore.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
To throw, Williams.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Texans are going to take possession here at their own 33. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this. They begin with a run by Mixon. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Nico Collins as the first half is winding down. And the Texans will extend their lead here just before halftime. Only the 2 catches for him thus far, CD, but both of them have resulted in touchdowns.
And I think he's on the bench right now, Brandon Smith.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where it was the Dolphins who were able to pick up the victory at home. Bo Nix, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, we head up to the Motor City to check in on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. And finally, on Monday Night Football, we'll wrap up the weekend with a good one between the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Here's Nico Collins, and this offense getting set to go for another drive. He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Mixon will get it to start the second half. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now 2nd and 3. A give to the fullback on the dive. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Mixon running wide side. Muscles him off. He'll take this to the 46. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He'll let this go deep for Collins. And got his man. It's caught.
Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins, 46 yards.
And the Texans extend their lead yet again. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Throwing on 1st and 10, Williams.
And it's incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
To the air on 3rd down is Williams.
And that is incomplete. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And taken right on the 30. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Houston. It's a punt return score of 70 yards.
And the Texans have got it on cruise control.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Working out of the gun, Williams.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Texans scoop it. And they'll spot him at the 3-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
Here's Nico Collins, and this offense getting set to go for another.
This defense back out there with the lead and also with a shutout intact as they look to finish this off in the 4th quarter.
Robinson, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that way to go against them and try and get some points on the board.
And I'm curious on the defensive side if they stay aggressive because you know they want to pitch this shutout.
Yeah, they have to be.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. They try to eat some clock with Mixon. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up.
And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 47 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Mixon with a first down carry. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the...
And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, obviously, Charles, no more points were needed, but some teams just can't resist the urge to keep adding on, and they did just that here in the 4th quarter.
And we've certainly been on the call to see many teams do exactly that over the years, Brandon. Some to even more impressive degrees. In the end, it always goes back.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Looking to throw is Williams.
Over the middle, complete. That's Beal. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
Now a 2nd and 10. To the air, Williams.
And my goodness, another interception.
Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Texans will have solid field position here as they take over at the 45-yard line. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent...
They'll set up to throw.
He'll let this go deep for Collins.
And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal. And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Fourth quarter action, beginning of the drive. Time to see how this defense does here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Williams loses the football, and the Texans scoop it. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense.
Start of the drive here, fourth quarter, and this defense looking for a stop.
On 1st and 10, it's Williams.
And now here is another interception.
Inside the 20.
And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the...
Fourth quarter action, beginning of the drive. Time to see how this defense does here. Throwing after the interception, Williams. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Here's Williams.
Looking left side, and he coughed it up, and the Texans scoop it. And some room to roam now.
You've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Houston, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Chicago, their slim playoff hopes are gone now as they fall to 5-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. They'll look to throw.
They'll let this go deep for Collins.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his.
Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, The second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed.
We are in the first quarter. We get you back to the action to see how this defense can do on this upcoming drive.
Now McCarthy throwing on first down.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, partner, a couple points of interest right here, all right? Offensively, we see that they came out throwing the football, but maybe more importantly, the blitz that came defensively, they got right after him.
And you were telling me pregame before we came on air, you think this is something we could see a lot?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because this is a unit that wants to play the game on their terms.
On second down, it's McCarthy.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
Well, it's apparent that these guys are getting after it right from the opening kickoff. They roll right downfield and score on their first possession. And here on defense, back-to-back sacks. Someone is ready to play.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again.
Derek Hall make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on third down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. Touchdown, Houston.
That'll go as a punt return of 53 yards. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question, down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Will Anderson, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Christian Harris in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. A 3rd and long. Here's McCarthy. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game.
And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, they're tough.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Back to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. They're going to look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Texans have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and it...
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but
nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Texans scoop it. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. Time now to see what this defense can do. 2nd quarter as the offense starts out 1st and 10.
1st and 10. Here's McCarthy.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
McCarthy now on 1st down.
Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
To the air again, McCarthy. That is caught. Breaks through the contact. He's got the 1st down and more.
And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. And even 40 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon.
And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number one.
McCarthy to throw on second down. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon.
And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later.
Back to throw now on first down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
A leap, and he's got it. Dalton Schultz in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Texans continue to pull away here in this first half.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half. Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down.
Now McCarthy.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
This is taken at the 23. A beautiful fake.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half.
Right now, everything they touch turns to goal. First carry here for Joe Mixon. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Here's a give to Mixon. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he's able to pick up. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I know this game's winding down and people are getting tired, and that's when you really want a big body guy running the football. But I have to tell you, watching him run it, I wonder why they don't use him more earlier in the game.
Yeah, those bigger guys here late in the game, you're trying to protect the lead, usually not as fumble prone either.
No, that is so true because they are taught take care of the ball as you surge forward, and you often see them with both hands wrapped around it when they go through the line.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes, and boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They can probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. From the 25, here's a 2nd and 8. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. This is Mixon on the draw. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. That kind of puts the bow on what has been a complete performance, Charles. They're pitching a shutout on the other side in this offense. They've done their thing well, too.
Yeah, this game has been all-out effort from them on every snap, and there's a good amount of pride on the line right now. They want to finish what they started. They want...
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Looking to throw McCarthy. Open man left side. Shaheed has it. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. 2nd and 10. McCarthy going to throw again. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Texans, they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they move to 15-0. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they fall under 500 now as they drop to 7-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Minneapolis, so long, everybody.